in California, and we found some fantastic selfish denim. So we're gonna make jeans, but different jeans, fancy jeans, jeans for women with big asses, because everybody eat carbs. Alright, so basically the shortcut here is we measure out how much we want to cut, and we slice it here. This is to slice off the roll to have a little bit more control. So we gotta measure one more. Equal to the first. That goes without saying. Anyway, so the jeans to fit is actually not that difficult to make. The challenges are having a good pattern, having a good design, deciding what colors and threads and uniqueness you want. Anyway, so basically we're going this way, so everything is gonna have the same line. For anyone that's under 5'5", you need just shy of 1 yard for your length, right? Because you're gonna add, well, I don't know how much time we have today, but with selfish denim, the width, I mean, it's a fantastic material. It's generally 100% cotton, woven in an old-fashioned method. But your width is generally, let's say, 31 on a good day. So what happens is, at the inflection point, if your hip is 44, 45, 46, 48, at the inflection point, at the rise, you're gonna be a little bit more generous in your cut. So basically we line everything this way, right? So we're going one direction, left and right. Yeah. And because of the selfish, so I have two designs, and this is my pattern basically, which I've made. And so at the inflection point, here is the inflection point. You generally need all of this space if you have a hip range that's 45, 46. And so you need to use all of that area, which is good here because you get enough, and there's a little stretch in the fabric as well. The beauty of selvedge that people like is to leave these, but no one's ever on a straight line. So I can leave it on the side, which would then mean I cheat. And I go to a standard pattern. Anyway, so you come here to the edge. This was surplus fabric, which I guess in LA is called dead stock. So you go to a fabric seller in downtown and he has a lot of different type of fabric, and you know, it's a surprise what you find, and I guess that's what makes the whole experience exciting. You're searching for something which may be just what you need or not enough of what you need, which is life. Okay. So because it's dead stock and surplus, it doesn't come on a nice neat. You have to play with it a little bit to make sure that all your lines line up. All right. So generally, I've made a cheat sheet pattern for women with big hips, and you'll notice I'm taking up all of this space right here to ensure that I have adequate space in the hip region, because the last thing anybody wants is uncomfortable jeans. Okay, and so I can map out, I can do this two ways. I need the front and the back, and when I cut this way, I'm not making a line here. And so I'm actually gonna come in a little narrower and fit it in here, and especially in the foot, so my foot's not gonna be wide. Yeah. The only thing that I'm forsaking by doing this is I'm gonna forsake the lines, unless I flip it the other way, which we're all individuals, so we can do whatever we want. Now this here, the full length is from here to here. I'm at 40. So for anyone that's 5'5" and shorter, the outseam is generally 39, 38, 37, depending on how the clothes is gonna drop, if you have fat in the hips or so on and so forth, right? Anyway, so it's gonna take me this week to cut these and put them together and sew them. And so come back and check and see what we do. Or you can hang out today while I sew the whole thing. I mean, it's extremely hot here in LA. So grab a beer, pull up a chair, turn some music on, do something else on your computer. Let's start cut this baby up. Okay. So we want to go here. We're coming. Now I have these marks here, which basically, this is where I start to taper off. But I also have these marks here for another reason. This is where I'm going to drop my cargo pockets. And the way I've done it is, look, this is the size of the phone. So I need a pocket here for my phone, and I probably need a pocket for my phone more than I need a pocket for my keys, right? Because you're always looking for your phone. Now you may be wondering why my pattern is on fabric. I just like to make my lines out on fabric, and I do my samples on fabric. Okay, so we're gonna slice here. Okay, so first pocket. Now here I have the second line. This is where I start to really taper off to get that snug foot feel. Okay. So I take off the pattern. And then now, okay, so let's see how we line up. So most people who have big hips don't necessarily have a big waist. Think Kim Kardashian. Anyway, so this is 46. So at about 13, and it may be a little bit too tight or snug, but 13 is the midpoint. And so where the stitch line is, if I come in an inch, so that's the waist. Then right here is the part that everyone has challenges. So 25 right there in the hip gets you to 12 and a half. Okay. So now we can determine how many pockets we want. I like cargo pockets on the side because it helps me, again, that phone, right? You go somewhere, you put the phone in your pocket. Can't really put the phone in the back pocket, you sit on it, it breaks the phone, bend the screen, whatever. And do we really need a back pocket? Anyway, so let's do some back pockets. Because of how I did this, right? So this is one thing, I'm not having a side cut. So I have a pretty clear idea that the back pocket may be somewhere around here. I mean, it's not an exact science. Then I want to go up a little bit. You can put whatever you want here. Okay. The cargo, I want it to somewhere be around here. So let me measure. Okay, so I'm 9 down. Want it to be, it's where my ass is. So I'm gonna go here. So 1 to 4, 1 to 4. Who said math don't work? Now you can do it bigger or smaller. At this size I'm at, that's the size of an iPad. At this rate, you might as well carry a bag. Okay, I may make it smaller. But the thing is, when you make your own stuff, you have the freedom to pick and do however you want the pockets. If you want the pockets to be camouflage, you make them camouflage. If you want the pockets to be orange, you make them orange. If you want the pockets to be yellow, you see where I'm going. Okay, so we have one pocket. It's denim. You can put your rivets if you want to accentuate and make it stand out. Or you can go plain, whichever makes you happy. We're going to put one pocket here towards the rear. So this is one leg. You can also mirror this on the other leg. Or you can just simply come up with a new flavor for the other leg, whichever feels more exciting. Okay. Now, let's see, we bring this in. So remember, I have one pocket on the back on one leg, so I'm gonna do something different on the other leg, because why not? When we send these to production and they're on the Etsy store, things are a little hard to find, but we're just playing around with a sample here. We got some selfish today. We went downtown, it was very hot, and because of the heat, we just decided to do a few different things uniquely, right? Some people you can put it down here, I guess if you 1, 2. Alright. So you line out where you want your pockets. You can make your pocket standard size. You can just put a design over your pocket or however you like. So on the other leg, I'm just gonna have 2 pockets. And on one leg, I'm gonna have 2 pockets, but they're different and they're in different spots. Okay, so now we got that. My hips are a little bit on the fatter side. I probably need to eat more vegetables, walk more, exercise more.